years ago. Okay, because it's a good deal. Just pay some amount of dollars a week, blah blah.
Been there,
blah
done that.
Right, right. So I'm paying like 400 a month, for this furniture. And one day I go in, I said, how much have I paid you guys already? So guy, he pulls the counter up, listen, it's like 4,000. Almost like $4,000, and it's been about 10 months. And so $400 for 10 months. It's about $4,000. Okay, now there was still some more, money owed on it. So I was asked him, I said, hey, look, how much would it be for me, to go ahead and just cash this deal out? I gave y'all $4,000. I mean, I could have went and bought some brand new furniture.
Yeah.
By the time I finished paying y'all this $6,000-$7,000 for some used furniture.
Some nice stuff too.
Yeah. Of course he got to push, got his kinky, skills going to work, and the little calculator. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, if you can bring me in $1,000, I'll call it. We'll call it good. I said, I'll see you Friday.
Yeah.
I went in. I got off work. I went in and I cut. I cut that check, and I was done.
Furniture paid.
And and it lasted me because I took care of it. So I wasn't going to need to buy any new furniture, for the areas of my place anytime soon.
Right.
So now I have $400 to do something else with.
Reinvest.
Right.
Save.
If you can pay your car off, pay it off.
And still pay yourself.
If you can pay your house off, pay it off.
This thing.
Whatever you can do for yourself, do it. And then the other thing, the other areas where you need help, God will send those people. If you're looking in the right places, God will send them to you. I'm not gonna beat our people down. I'm not gonna beat the other folks down. It's about lifting everybody up. Because I think if we have more people winning, and less people losing, it'll be better off for everybody. Oh, but and here's switching up just a little bit. Because I was thinking about this last night.
Right.
It came to me out of nowhere. I don't know why. But I was thinking about at what cost or what is it going to require for a man to be totally free? Man or woman to be totally free?
Like just free, period. Just with nothing, no debts, no obligations, no anything?
I'm saying free, because we use the term, slave to the system, or, they won't put us back in slavery or whatnot. I was saying, basically, what came to my mind is there's three options, or maybe it's two, to where you can reach total freedom.
Okay.
The first one is to give up. Okay?
Free from any obligations.
To give up. In other words, you can not have a house, not have a car, not have a job. In other words, we call them bums. Okay, or homeless people.
No responsibility at all.
They don't have no responsibility at all.
Right.
If they're not affected by if taxes go up, if taxes go down, what Social Security going to do, who's president, who's not. They're homeless. They don't have. That's freedom. That's one form of freedom.
Okay, I can dig it.
Okay. The second one would be is to own, to have ownership of.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that means you have very little debt. Okay? You own, things you put your money on, your house, your cars, or whatever, things in your home. You're owning that stuff.
Right. Assets.
Okay? Exactly. But the only thing is, with that, if you're working for someone else, then you're still not going to experience complete freedom.
Right, because one day they can say bye.
Because the things that you have is based upon, the arrangement or the agreement, the contract between you and your employer. Okay? So you look at becoming self-sufficient, producing, which we talked about last week.
Yeah,
producing things. And now, the final option would be is to be non-existent.
Yeah.
Okay. In other words, you go back to the grave.
Yeah. The upper room.
Yeah, it's the upper room. Yeah. The upper room.
The upper
I'm gonna right on in there.
That was on life, man.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, we get that from that movie called Life with Eddie Murphy and Mark Lawrence.
That was a funny movie.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it, please. It's hilarious.
Very hilarious.
Those are the only that I come up with. Now maybe someone else has another way, but those are the ones that I come up with. Okay. Now, but if that is the case, if you're not going to give up and become homeless, and you're not ready to die yet, okay, go to the grave, then the only other option is to work at becoming self-sufficient.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the key, my man. That's the key. Ownership, produce. Claude Anderson talks about that a lot in his books, Powernomics, and there's a lot of other great books out there that talk about that kind of stuff as well, about like getting together, having group economics. The guy I interviewed the other night, he does Mr. Chance. He does a lot of books about that kind of stuff as well. So you have a group of people out here that is gaining momentum on putting that kind of information out. As you say, self-sufficient, being produced or something, then you don't have to ask the government for jack. And because that's where a lot of it came in and started slipping up, though, because, hey, we're the government, we're here to help you. And then now you have to depend on what they got for you because you have to be at a certain economic level to even get that, right? So the fix was in a long time ago, I think. Now, we can still change that and do something about that because, again, we're talking about $1 trillion spending genre of people, right? And if we put that amongst one another, and I put that on the social media today, if we spend that $1 trillion amongst one another, we'll all be millionaires. We'll all have something. If we make an effort to be about what we're supposed to be about, because everybody else, every other race, every other generation, every other culture is making an effort to do whatever they're doing and they're succeeding about it. Okay, prime example. All that noise, and people talked about Donald Trump, Paul Ryan, and all them other cats or whatever. When it came down to it, when business became business, all right, we're going to agree, but we're going to disagree over this fundamentally, but we're going to agree over here because that's just a good business decision. See, we'll get emotionally and fall out and never deal with each other over again. Ever again. The bigger picture. The bigger picture. Yeah. The bigger picture. There's a bigger picture, man, right there, right beyond just what you see in front of you. There's a bigger picture. The whole goal that I want people to get from these conversations that we have and today and beyond is see the big picture. See beyond what's right in front of you and realize that you can get there. Just because you're not there now, you can get there, but it's going to have to take steps and you're going to have to really face the situation. Sometimes the truth is ugly. Sometimes the truth breath stink. Sometimes the truth hair nappy. Sometimes the truth is ashy. Sometimes the truth is funky, but it's still The truth. And so once we face that truth, we can do something about it. Once I say, well, dang, my breath funky, let me go brush my teeth to get some scope or something, right? You can actually do something about the problem once you admit that there is one. A lot of times we're so prideful and we don't want nobody in our business and we want everybody to see and think that we got it going on. Again, like Facebook, social media, Instagram, all that stuff. We see all the best. We see everybody's best. Don't nobody get on and say, man, I just got paid and I ain't got shit. You know, hey man, these clothes I just bought and I only paid $79.99 for the whole outfit. You're not gonna get that. You're gonna get people's best, so people want to appear to have that without really having that. You feel
me? I can do that. Now, government. Don't get me wrong. Government serves a purpose because I think I had mentioned this last week. The government's job basically. This government, and I know a lot of people, they just not feeling it, of course, the Constitution, we wasn't in mind and all that kind of stuff. But the thing about it is that, just like immigrants, are being protected by the same Constitution that are here illegally, you as a citizen, have a right under the Constitution. If you don't know it, Google it, and become familiar with it. Because when once you know how to use once you know how to use the weapons, because it's there for anybody as a citizen, anybody can Google it, but to become, aware of what your rights are as individuals. But the government serves a purpose, and this government really, the government or any government, if that will, is responsible for protecting its people. It's solely responsible for protecting its citizens from other countries' invasion. Okay, it happens. Just because, no one has tried to invade us, in our shorelines, trying to run up in here, don't mean that if we didn't have, the military strength that we got and our capabilities, don't get it twisted. It could be at any point, an attempt for a hostile takeover. Okay, but we don't have, as individuals, I don't know, I can't come up with or design a missile defense system. Okay? I don't have a radar cable. I don't have a satellite out in outer space looking. I don't have planes flying over. I don't have submarines. I don't have all that. The government is solely responsible for protecting its citizens, not I'll put it like this. When it takes care of its citizens, in other words, when the citizens are depending upon the government to take care of them, my question to you is, where is the government going to get the money from? Because the government does not produce money. The government does not produce anything. It lives off of what its people produce. Mm-hmm. The government has not put together any manufacturing places or this and that. But no, it doesn't, because then it still has to employ people. Where is it going to get the money to pay the people it employs?
That's funny, though, when you hear, like, politicians run on platforms of creating jobs and stuff like that. That's not their role. Small businesses and things of that nature, corporations, that's where the jobs and stuff come from. So the government job is not to create jobs.
Right. It comes from people like us. People with innovation, people with ideas, people with certain gifts and talents that God gave them, and they go out and they're able to produce, and then it's providing a service or assistance to some degree to where a lot of people can benefit from it. In other words, okay, you got a cold, you got a cough. Okay, they got cough syrup out there. Somebody came up with that. Okay? Now, again, where does the government get its money from? It doesn't produce money. Now, it can print money, which is not a good thing, whereas the value of the dollar is very low. But anyway,
it
doesn't produce. It comes from people like us. It comes from the citizens. Like I said before, we all have gifts. God gave us certain things, abilities to be able to produce things that can sustain us through this walk in life. You know, I don't. If I got $100 and you got $1,000, I don't care that you have $1,000. It's not gonna bother me that my day is gonna be ruined because you got more money than me.
Right.
What I want to do instead of